Happy stress-free football Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. We got a whole day until the Patriots take on the Giants on Monday Night Football. So instead of stressing you guys out about some problems that the Patriots need to fix heading into tomorrow's game, or just some of the things that they could work on, I figured I'd give you the top 5 storylines you got to watch for Patriots versus Giants. Tomorrow night's game, you see it. A lot of people think the Patriots are going to win in a big, big margin, but I think this is going to be a lot closer than people think. We know about the Patriots versus the Giants. These two teams hate each other. Boston against New York. And I'm excited to see this matchup. I've been waiting all year since the preseason game where the Giants, they blew out the Patriots. But we will be live Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. You don't want to miss out. We are live for every single Patriots game. So hit that sub button right now and also hit that bell notification so you know exactly when we go live. The first storyline, I think everybody is looking forward to this game. If you're not a Patriots fan, if you're not a Giants fan, and you're just a football fan, you kind of looking at specifically Drake Maye versus Jaxson Dart. Two quarterbacks that you could see being the top of the league in a couple years. And I like to say this. I think it might be the next coming of Brady versus Manning, minus the history, because we know Eli beat us in the Super Bowl twice. But it is what it is. They were still very, very competitive matchups. Remember the 2015 game. Remember the 2011 game. They were both very close games. This is going to be a battle between two ascending quarterbacks. You see Drake Maye looking like an MVP candidate. He is becoming one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. And then when you look at Jaxson Dart, you can see just as a rookie how good he is. And Giants fans, for what they've dealt with the last couple of years with Daniel Jones, and I know he's playing great with the Colts right now, but it was pretty much a laughingstock. And now, the one positive note, I feel like the vibes, even though they're 2-10, are the highest they've been. And I saw this stat because a lot of people are comparing the Giants to the Patriots, as last year the Patriots were awful. They only won 4 games. Well, this year, the Giants are awful, but you could see the potential in their quarterbacks. And if you look, total 15 touchdowns. Yeah, Drake Maye, Jaxson Dart. These two guys are going up against each other. And they're also very similar in kind of statistics. I know Jaxson Dart has missed a bunch of games this season for one. Russell Wilson starting, and also he missed a couple games with a concussion, but he's back this week. The completion percentage. I mean, Jaxson Dart's still throwing 10 touchdowns to 3 interceptions. And the one thing that both of these guys are very sneaky at is using their legs. I talked about multiple times. You got to keep a contain on Jaxson Dart at all times. And same with Drake Maye, because at any point, they could be rolling out and create plays with their legs. So I'm looking forward to that matchup the most. The second one, this one is going to keep my eye specifically on one player every single play. And that's the offensive line. And we know that Will Campbell and Jared Wilson are both going to be out. Will Campbell was placed in IR. Jared Wilson was just ruled out. He was not placed in IR. But you see, this is the potential offensive line that is going to be going up against the Giants on Monday night. Vidarian Lowe, Ben Brown, and then the rest of the guys. But I'm going to be watching Vidarian Lowe every single play. Usually my eyes are looking downfield to see if Drake Maye can find the wide open guy. But I'm specifically watching if Vidarian Lowe can hold on, whether it's against Abdul Carter or Brian Burns. I don't know which one it's going to be, but you got to keep an eye on one of those. So just please hold on. Please hold on. Last year, it was very, very rough, but it came out that he had a torn labrum. So maybe that is the deciding factor on why he was so bad last season. Hoping he plays better this week, because we got to deal with Vidarian Lowe for the next 4 games. And you too, Ben Brown. I know that you played a game earlier this season. You played in the Panthers game, but being that left guard, we still need you to be as close as possible. And you could see it with Drake Maye's stats. When he's kept clean, he's one of the best quarterbacks in football. 16 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. That's a 4.0 ratio touchdown to interception. QB rating is insane. A lot of turnover-worthy plays, but if you go under pressure, there's a lot less snaps. You still have 6. QB rating drops, interceptions, you're not throwing as much, but the touchdown drops and the completion percentage drops 22 percentage points. You have to keep him clean, and it's going to take Vidarian Lowe and Ben Brown to hold that defensive line, to at least give Drake Maye 2.5 seconds. That's all I'm asking for. I'm a little nervous because I haven't seen Vidarian Lowe since last year, but you guys let me know. Are you confident in the offensive line? Give me a C for confident, or if you're stressed, go down in the comment section and give me an S for stress. We're going to get to the rest of the storylines, but first, I got to tell you about our sponsor of today's show, and that is Prize Picks. It's the holiday season, the best time of the year for sports, bowl games, basketball matchups, playoff pushes. It's all happening at once. And while you and I are out here making decisions every day on what gifts to buy, what to eat, what game to watch, there is one place where it feels good to be right. Prize Picks. Prize Picks is simple to play. Just pick more or less than 2 to 6 player stat projections, and if your picks are right, you could cash in. Did you know Prize Picks now has early payouts? If your lineup gets off to a hot start, you may not have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. And I made a lineup for the Sunday slate, the early lines, and Shedeur Sanders getting a second career start against San Fran. Well, I'm going with the less on his passing yards at 146.5. Give me the more on Brian Thomas. They're going up against Tennessee, and I think he's going to go off. And then Bijan, come on, he's getting a touchdown. Give me the more on half a touchdown. You can make a lineup just like that when you download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Third storyline we got to watch for is the Patriots injuries. Now, I know that Will Campbell is going to be out the next 4 games, placed on IR. But there are a lot more injuries that we have to take a look at because the game from hell against Cincinnati, we lost a lot more than just Will Campbell. You could see Brennan Schooler is out, your special teams guy, your number 1 captain on special teams. He's out with an ankle injury. Jared Wilson, we talked about the left guard being out. But then those 2 right there, Harold Landry and Khyiris Tonga. Those 2, I hope they play, because Harold Landry is one of the biggest players on this defensive line. And Khyiris Tonga is already filling in for Milton Williams. This would be a gigantic loss if both Landry and Tonga are not playing. Because if you look, specifically when we're talking about Harold Landry, if you look at the Patriots' edge department, you have K'Lavon Chaisson, Elijah Ponder, and Harold Landry as your guys rushing the passer. I'm not even putting Anthony Jennings on there. But Harold Landry is tied for the most sacks on the team with 6.5. 16 quarterback hits, 8 tackles for loss. If he doesn't play, the Giants' offensive line is going to work the Patriots' defensive line. Jaxson Dart's going to stand there and have a whole time to make a sandwich. He's going to tear this defensive back room apart. And for Khyiris Tonga, he has been the sneaky player this entire season, only on a 1-year deal. We talked about how I want to re-sign him. But now his place in the defense has been elevated with Milton Williams being out on IR. Yeah, we're already missing Milton Williams with an ankle injury. You need Khyiris Tonga to play, because if not, Jeremiah Farms is going to be probably getting the start next to Christian Barmore. And yeah, Farms is okay, but he's not Khyiris Tonga good. He's not Milton Williams good. So you're going to have to worry about those injuries. Hopefully those 2 guys, since they were questionable, they did practice on Friday. I'm hoping that they're able to play. The next one, the Giants injuries. They're dealing with some injuries too. And honestly, I like to play teams at full strength, but they are going to be missing one of their best pass rushers, and it's a big deal because we talk about how bad this Patriots offensive line is, possibly with Vidarian Lowe. Kayvon Thibodeau has been ruled out with a shoulder injury. I was thinking that Sexy Dexy Lawrence was going to be out because he didn't practice all week. But then it came out, when the injury report came out, you see right here, guys are questionable. He is going to play. Corey Black, Swayze Bozeman, Victor, I'm not going to even try to pronounce that last name. And Demetrius Flanagan-Foles, those guys are all questionable. Corey Black, he's been a point in that defensive back for the New York Giants. We'll see if he plays. But the main guy that I'm worried about is Sexy Dexy Lawrence, because you see right there, 24 tackles, 7 QB hits. He's not getting sacks this year, but he's still getting to the quarterback. And if he's playing right back there, you're going to have your hands full. And that just goes right back to the offensive line. That is the biggest part of the Giants' defense, is the defensive line. With Dexter Lawrence, with Abdul Carter, with Brian Burns. Thankfully, Kayvon Thibodeau's out, so you don't have to worry about him. But this offensive line is going to have their hands full. And the last one. If I have to watch this again, what I saw on Sunday, I'm going to go crazy. And the red zone offense has been some of the worst that we have seen. One of the worst in the NFL. Last week, you went 0-7 against the Cincinnati Bengals, and you had a 54.8 conversion rate in the NFL. That is 20th. For how high-powered offense we want to say this is, with Travion Henderson, with Stephon Diggs. Hunter Henry looks good. And Drake Maye, for some reason, Drake Maye has no idea how to run a QB sneak, no idea how to run a tush push, and they cannot score on the goal line. 0-7! You got 1, 2, 3. You had 4th down. You got a penalty. Then you went back to the 1-yard line. 1, 2, 3, 4. Didn't score. 0 for 7 on the goal line. You have to be better. And you have an opportunity with how bad this Giants defense is. You could see the NFL ranks. Specifically, I'm looking at the rushing yards. 157.2. Dead last in the NFL. When you get on the goal line, what should you do? Run the football. Run the football. Just power through the line of scrimmage. I don't care what you have to do, just get through. And I saw Travion Henderson try to do it, and I saw Ramondre Stevenson, but I still trust the guy that is a downhill bulldozing running back. It's this guy right here, and we're going to be seeing him wearing those throwback red jerseys tomorrow, so use him in the red zone. Don't line him up in the shotgun and then just hand the ball off. That does not work. Get lined up in the pistol, have Khyiris Tonga, or get lined up in the I formation, have Khyiris Tonga as your fullback, and bulldoze your way into the end zone. Please, please, please. I cannot sit there and watch the Patriots go 0-7 from the red zone again. I can't do it. But if you don't go 0-7, you're most likely going to win this football game. And I'm taking the Patriots. I think it's going to be a lot closer than people think. But I'm taking the Pats on this one. But you let me know down in the comments section on who you guys got. If you got the Patriots, spam your NEs down in the chat. If you got the Giants, go watch Giants now. Don't be a Giants fan here. But type your NEs down in the chat. And also hit that sub button. We're going to be live 7 p.m. Eastern time for Patriots versus Giants, ladies and gentlemen. So don't miss out. Hit that sub button. And as always, let's go Pats.